I really want to firstly know, I mean, getting an award is always a huge validation for an actor because I mean, not that you work for it, but it is an add-on and a bonus, obviously. But getting it at an international platform, at a film festival in New York, does it feel any special? And what was the response that people gave to the movie?
The award, as you said, definitely gives you a sense of validation. But in this scenario, it also gave a sense of confidence because the film was premiered at Tallinn, Palm Springs, and now at New York Film Festival. And we have been getting really good response from the festival people and the audiences there. Yeah, it just gives us a sense of confidence that film will do really well when it will come to India, and hopefully the audience will love it here.
I think the audience is going to love it here, obviously, also because it's a universal emotion there, right? All of us
Right.
has at some point felt this for sure. If not for anyone else, but like, when I see my mother perhaps work tirelessly like that, at some point I do feel a little guilty, especially when someone points it out. Did you also come to some realizations like that? Because sometimes, you might feel it, but वो जब कर रहे होते हो वो process में you just realize, oh my God, there have been so many times when I might have perhaps ignored these emotions.
Definitely growing up, but I soon realized that we had these unrealistic expectations from our mothers and women in general. And the fact that this is a life skill and everyone should know it and not just women. So I soon realized it. I think in school only I realized that, okay, this is not something that our mother should do. And I feel very bad at times whenever I go to Delhi, and my mother is, for whatever reason, she is not able to cook or is not able to prepare a meal for me. I usually cook whenever I'm in Delhi. I cook for myself. And my mother gets really upset with herself for not cooking or preparing a meal. It's like her duty to do that, and I have to tell her that it's not. I'm an adult. I am old enough to cook and to feed myself and feed whoever I want to feed. I like cooking, fine. And it's not your job. I have to keep telling her that because we have conditioned in a way where we don't appreciate them doing all of that at times, but we also sort of unknowingly put some pressure on them कि ये तो आप ही का काम है ना, ये तो मतलब हम कहीं जा रहे हैं पर ये तो आपको करना चाहिए था ना, ओ मैं घर से बाहर थी आपने ये भी नहीं किया. Like, no bro, like it's a life skill which everyone should know. Working in the kitchen, cooking a meal for yourself, if you can't do it, if you prefer ordering it from outside, then all of it is your job. ये expectation नहीं रखना चाहिए किसी से कि ये तो उन्हीं का काम है, और on top of that you also don't appreciate.
When you get a role like this, where you have to sort of strike a balance between being empathetic but also show the vulnerability which is necessary, how do you sort of approach it as Sanya?
I think I let myself be, and at times I like to not have that balance and just flow with the character, wear her shoes and start living her life. And it's not always, it doesn't happen with all the characters that I do. Like the last time it happened, it was for Paglet, and now this. So I feel very nice when that thing happens, and I'm like, oh, like I'm fully living my character's life. And we shot the film linear, so we got enough time to build the character, to let her feel the way she was feeling till the end of the film. And yeah, the prep was intense. I didn't get enough time physically with Aarti to prep for the film, but I remember on Jawan set, whenever I used to get breaks, I used to come back to my vanity, sit with my notebook and the script, and just prepare my notes and backstory for my character Richa. And I used to be on a call with either Aarti or Nishant, who plays my husband in the film, and a lot of readings with them online. And that whole process, I just feel like I feel very fulfilled when we are able to do all of that. Like I'm quite a nerd when it comes to preparing for a character, and I love doing such films that I'm able to do all of this.
You know, I can see that on your face, and especially when you were trying to draw that comparison the last time, you felt in my head, I was like, I feel that it has to be Puglet, because that character also required you to be in a certain mood completely. And this character also requires that. And that's phenomenal, you know. Are you
Right.
someone who's comfortable sharing these ideas with the director and sort of collaborate and work and rework on a certain scene sometimes if required? Or do you try and stick to the guns and go by the book that, okay, this is what the director wants, I'll just stick to that vision completely?
Depends on the director, definitely. But if I have an idea, and sometimes when you're, especially when you are midway through the shoot, you have found your character and you have found the sur of the character, you feel differently for some of the scenes or the dialogues, or you intuitively feel that, oh, maybe my character would like to do this rather than doing what is written in the script. So in those times, I definitely go to my director and tell them that, maybe can we try this? And you also have to gauge that, because at the end of the day, it's director's medium. We are puppets, I would like to say. But I have
Yeah,
had
true,
the
true,
honor.
true.
I have had the honor to work with some really good directors who are very collaborative, and that's a kind of an environment that I like to be in. But there are times when I have to stick to the script, I have to stick to what is written, and as an actor, if I'm doing a film, then I definitely trust the script and the material. So I never ever have a problem. But if I intuitively feel like कि यार ये character में थोड़ा सा इस scene में कुछ अलग कर सकते हैं, तो I definitely take that forward to the director, and luckily they've always incorporated the things
Your
that I've brought to
suggestions,
the.
yeah. Yeah, but with Mrs., were there points where you felt that, okay, I could do this as well? Because, you know, this is such a personal story. I think all of us
Yeah.
relate to it at a very personal level, right? So there are
Hmm.
chances, and the scope for spontaneity is a lot more, because we have
Yeah.
seen this happen in and
Yeah.
around us. Were there
Hmm.
moments where you just feel like a euphoria moment, like where you're like, oh my God, I know what I want to exactly do as my character? So how do
No.
you react on set on those days?
When I'm in a scene, I never prepare before action. Like,
Okay.
I have ideas during the time when I'm prepping, or when we are reading, or we are blocking a scene. But before an action, I just let myself be, and I don't like to be preparing or going through my dialogue. When you over prepare, then you're not in the moment, you're not listening to your co-actors, you're not being present. When you're being present, when you're looking at your co-actors, when you're listening to them, it's then where you find that magic in the scene, is what I feel. But if you prepare, or action se pehle you're going through your dialogue and you have prepared your mind ki, oh, this is how I want my character to physically do what, whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
उन मोमेंट्स में आपको मैजिक नहीं मिल सकता, वो मोमेंट्स में आपने वो कोरियोग्राफ किया है सीन. और कभी कभार करना भी पड़ता है कोरियोग्राफ, आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि नहीं करना पड़ता, बट आई यूजुअली लाइक टू let myself be, remember your dialogues, and go with the flow.
Yeah.
Because in that moment you're actually listening to the other person, instead of thinking कि ओ मैंने डिसाइड किया था कि इस मोमेंट में मुझे अपना हाथ उठाना है, या इस मोमेंट में मुझे
Yeah.
अपना सर टिल्ट करना है. That's not magical enough. Magic happens when
Yeah.
you're in present, you're in the moment.
Sanya, I'm also curious to know, who are you inspired? I mean, these are things which are very
I mean, from whatever my conversations have been with actors, especially new age actors, this is not a quality that is common in everyone. Very few actors in today's time actually listen to their co-actors and actually are present on set in the mindful way like you are. I want to know who have been your inspirations, perhaps. Where did you pick all these qualities?
I think um, it comes from experience. Uh, Dangal was a huge learning experience for me. After that, photograph was a huge learning experience for me.
Yeah.
I worked with Gitanjali Kulkarni, who is hands down one of the best actors we have. Um, and when you're working with such great actors, you have to listen to what they're doing because they are constantly listening to you. There is
Yeah.
no moment where they, and especially actors who are so good in front of the camera and on stage. Because stage
Yeah.
pe to they are, you have to be on your toes. You have to be present at all times. Because if you see them performing on stage, they are interacting with the audience, they're picking what they are saying, also listening to other people on stage. So I find it very fascinating working with people who have worked on stage and they're so good at it and also so brilliant on camera. So Gitanjali, and have had the honor to work with some really good actors. Um, and with my experience of acting with good actors, I think I have found that I've never ever prepared myself. Like I never go on set thinking ki this is what I'm going to do on set. There are some films where you have to prepare, you have to rehearse with your co-actors. Like for Sam, we did number of readings for the dialogue, for the sur, and how the dialogues should sound like, and also how I'm going to say Sam. There has to be like a
Yeah.
song-like quality to my Sam. So all of this, of course, I need to prepare myself. But वो जो चीजें हैं वो सिर्फ prep तक ही रहती हैं. Then you keep that in your mind and you wear your costume. You are feeling like your character. You go and you do your job. Like you're there. You are them. In that moment, you
Yeah.
should not be yourself.
Sanya, there is a level of credibility that is attached to your name. I was going through comments beneath the trailer, and a lot of people were like, a lot of people usually are not okay with remakes, but the comments said that we are okay with this remake and we are looking forward to it because we know that Sanya is starring in it. So that means that people have expectations from you, and this is something that you've earned because of the work that you have done. This is not something that was given to you on a platter. With the work, the choices that you have made, you've earned this. Tell me, how do you take this? Does it feel like a pressure sometimes? Is it overwhelming? Or do you just keep the noise out most of the times and just do what you like to do?
Oh, I've been very happy listening to that. I feel I feel very lucky because I usually don't read my comments, but my family does. And they keep telling me that people are writing such good things about you and the film that you're doing and how protective they are of what I'm doing. And
It is
I
true.
just feel very loved. That I feel very loved and I feel appreciated, and I just hope that they show the same kind of love to the films that I'm doing, because that's very important. I would request all the people who support me online and who appreciate my work to go support my films and watch them. Uh, that, and I feel very happy. I feel very loved. I feel that I'm doing a good job. I'm very happy. I'm very satisfied with the kind of work that I get. And the appreciation that I get from the audience. It makes my heart feel very warm and nice.
I'll take this last question. You have never really
Hmm.
followed any book, right? When it comes to the kind of projects you have chosen, when one thought that you have done like a Puglet, and then a Kathal comes and you're just like, oh my god, like who would have thought? And then like Jawan comes and you're just like, oh my god, okay, this is something new, this is different, and you've done that since the beginning of your career. When people try to sort of stick to what is working, you have gone against the tides. That needs a lot of conviction in itself, in yourself and in the audience, knowing that they will accept you in those roles. I want to know, one, where does that conviction, or where do you draw that conviction from? Because it's not easy. Second, do you still fear sometimes that, what if the audience don't come and support the film the way you are expecting them to? Because film business at the end of the day is very tricky. We don't know what's going to work, what doesn't work. How do you prepare yourself for the pros and cons?
I don't know. I have this very silly confidence in me that the films will do well. Like, you could call it an intuition. Also, people have tried to push me to follow a certain path that is already there. Like, I remember starting of my career, I was with someone that I was supposed to work with. And they asked me, where do you see, what's your landscape? Are you this actor's landscape? Because in this landscape, there are these actors, and then, oh, this actor has, they're on their own path, so they're not on the same landscape. And I got really confused, and I was like, I don't see myself in all of this. I do not see myself following a cookie cutter, like a similar path to anyone else, because life is different for all of us. You can't like really copy paste someone else's experience and experience the similar kind of things that they have experienced. Am I making sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So that, and I was like, I want to do what I feel would work for me and my career. I love acting and I love movies. So I really listen to my gut and my team members. I have an amazing agent and I appreciate her work and her instincts. So I do listen to my gut at times. Like, of course, there are other reasons of doing certain projects. वो भी मतलब the business aspect of it also you need to understand as an actor. So whenever I say yes to a film, I'm constantly thinking about all of this, and then I listen to my gut and I go with it. And as I said earlier, I have this confidence that काम अच्छा करो तो ऑडियंस को पसंद आएगा ही आएगा. ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता. And my first film has given me that confidence.
Yeah.
We were new, we were nobodies to have gotten a film like Dangal. We worked really hard. We proved ourselves as actors, and the film did really well. We were appreciated for our work in the film, and that sort of gave me the confidence कि कोई भी film हो, अगर story अच्छी है, तो story is the hero at the end of the day, and if you do your best and if you work really hard for it, then of course the audience will appreciate and will see, like वो कभी जाएगा ही नहीं, वो कभी unnoticed नहीं जाएगा, is what I think.
And I can confirm to you that that's true. Good work and hard work never goes unnoticed. You are a prime example of that. So thank you. Thank you so much. I know there was a lot of network issue today, but I am glad that we could do this. Thank you so much.
It's always so nice to talk to you, Bhavna. Thank you so much for coming up with the best questions.